Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Swain Batty League. The first of many playoff matches here in Season 11. We just saw DTF take out TFF in the first game played tonight, so therefore the series is tied at 1-1 as we enter Game 3 here. TFF electing to choose the blue side here, hopefully a little bit better of a time, and we also have a substitution. Frag!
Woo! Kind of. But it's pretty huge for this team.
Yeah, especially. What do you guys think that'll do here to the TFF's overall game style?
I mean, for one, it looked like Ryzak was already having a decently tough time into a Malphite. So we'll see how he does against Freg's whatever he pulls out. It's not going to be Sindri Darius, but
I wouldn't be surprised if all the bans went towards Freg.
Yep, and we're certainly starting to see like that. So we see the Darius ban once again, but we see Singed now coming out from DTF for a ban. First pick overall gonna be Trundle.
I like that pick. Trundle is busted, absolutely, across the board.
And Zach has been playing it pretty much every single time it's up. So this is why Trundle is literally one of the reasons why blue side is so strong right now, I would say. And right now, DTF looking for what's tried and true, what's worked for them with the Nautilus support. Back at it again for coffee.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly contributed very well in the team fight phase, always laying down the ultimate on some very immobile targets. Gabe O'Neill usually being the end of that one. But we'll see Gabe O'Neill now probably transferring back into the bottom lane, disenchanted, going back to the mid lane like it should be. So then we'll also see Dan back into the support role. So we'll get some more, classic synergy from TFF here in Game 3.
Yep, getting that Lux Morgana bot lane that they have been playing a lot.
Gross.
They love it, yeah. I'm talking to Dan about this. They like that a lot. It's been working for them.
It's a disgusting combo. I can't even speak.
Disgusting.
But disgusting. You know.
So 30, as Dan's lover, can you give us more insight onto TFF? Can you bring us into the minds that are TFF?
No, we try not to bring that shit show into the bedroom. So we try not to talk about
I see.
TFF.
you avoid it. I feel it. And more bans coming in for Freg. Something we didn't talk about, the Camille ban. Forcing Kaiser onto the Gragas. Very good disruptor. I think probably decent into Trundle. To at least force him out of position. Trundle doesn't have any innate hard CC. So see how that goes.
Yeah, and I do like the Caitlyn as well, bringing that long range for the team.
I believe it was banned last game against East Coast Carry. So he really wants that, and makes sense against something like Lux Morgana. You want to be able to stay as far away as possible. I don't think Nautilus is going to have anything to do in this lane. So they just want to get out of the lane.
Yeah, it's going to be a real tough cookie here for Nautilus. Pretty much relying on landing a hook on a target with Black Shield being on cooldown. Yeah. I mean, then you can land the snare trap under it if you can combo. So it's just about
we're gonna see Yasuo again. I bet you we're gonna see Yasuo again. I don't know if Disenchanted's down for playing it. He didn't have a great time on it, but I would not be surprised to see it come into the hands of Freg.
You think if Yasuo gets picked, that Freg's not gonna be like, I'm playing the Yasuo?
Well, it's happened before. Disenchanted's played a decent amount of Yasuo. It's just Freg's champ pool has been decently banned out. The Darius, Singed, and Garen all gone. The other thing he's played is Jax and Yasuo. So.
Okay, so that a good key point there. What can they give Freg so he can be set up for success? And like you said, it's gonna be Jax.
A little bit more split push, and maybe lane priority. And we do see they're hovering the Kled mid lane. I don't know if this is a bait, but it is not.
Oh, and so yeah, he was banned last game, but we're gonna see him on the Rift here in Game 3. The top side of the map for DTF is all physical damage, but then that bottom lane, a lot of magic.
Yeah,
okay
and I think
amount.
the team comp looks a lot better than it did last time. The Kled Ultimate helping Jax get into team fights as well as Trundle is going to be really nice. The Lux and Morgana also bring a ton of CC.
Ooh. We've been seeing a little bit more Gnar come back into meta.
So,
Just, I don't
hear
know
me
about
out.
the Frag matchup. Or the...
Hear me out here real quick.
Alright.
This could potentially be Evilite on Gnar and Ryzak on Ziggs, so that they have their better player into Frag. As Evo does play a lot of Gnar. Gets autofilled the top lane.
Okay. Well,
We'll have to see
well
in a couple seconds.
yeah, that'd be a cute little switch around, but a good note to keep
Evo
track of.
is hovering barrier though, so it's looking unlikely. Unless they're just trying to bait us.
Yeah, they're baiting hard. We
Well,
took it. Oh, except for Thor.
Evo
Thor's ahead of the
did
game here.
Evo did talk to me a lot this week and was asking a lot of questions about how to potentially beat TFF. And he thought he would be a much better matchup than anyone else on his team in the Frag. But see, I could be wrong.
That is unfortunately wrong.
Yeah.
But
I figured I'd throw out the insider info that I do know, just in case it does happen to sound really intelligent, you know?
True.
it's not too big a deal if you're wrong. But if you're right, man.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'm trying to pat myself on the back before it happens. You know, like, yeah, I know what's going on. I know everything that's happening, but
And maybe potentially if per chance that they do lose this game, they might look towards doing that, as now Freg's assumingly going to be in the lineup for the rest of the games, however long they may be.
Freg's only going to win one game for them and be like, all right, you only have to win one more without me. Good luck.
Fuck. I'm out.
That's the ultimate test. Can TFF come together without
Freg? I mean, they don't.
Can
I don't even know
TFF
if
come
they come
together
together
even with
Freg.
Freg?
Yeah, they don't come together with Freg. Normally, it's just Freg's side lane putting out split push pressure, and then one or two times comes for a mid lane roam. Either that, or they just kind of like force their face 5v5. Yeah, as this is what I've noticed from TFF.
Yeah. We'll see if their gameplay sharpens up here in the playoffs. So with the Kled and the Jax, do you guys think this could be more a split push based composition?
In theory.
It could be. Okay, yeah.
In theory, it probably should be. Even they should be looking to run down, try to catch people. Mainly at Jax split, have Trundle and Kled be looking to collapse on someone who's overextended. The Kled ulti is such an interesting ability. Is otherwise it's probably a pretty bad matchup into Ziggs. It's gonna get pushed in early. He's not gonna have too much to do until 6. But like after laning phase, we're definitely gonna see how well they can go together and just force their faces on the people, on mobile champions like Ziggs.
So last game, we had a first blood come around 7 or 8 minutes. A little bit late for first blood in the SBL. When do we see it this game?
At these team comps, I'm gonna go later. I'm going 9.
Okay, I'll be the other guy. I'm gonna say it's earlier than that.
Okay.
I think Kaiser. I mean, Gragas is a good early ganker too. Kaiser could once again have this amazing start to the game and set the tempo for DTF. And what about that Gragas pick into Zach's face, man? That's Zach's champ. It's gonna show
I'm
up.
also gonna take the under because now Freg is in the game, and we all know how much Freg likes to fight in the top lane.
The Freg factor.
I did not put in the Freg factor into my theory of where he's going to go in level 2. Into minions with or without minions. I apologize for that, but I mean, in theory, Gnar should not be able to get engaged on. That's my idea of a.
In theory, you know,
in theory,
there's
there's a lot of things,
1v1
but the
against
Freg
Malphite.
factor, the Freg factor, is too strong for my puny support main brain. So.
Yeah, you goddamn blue shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get your yellow rods out here, all right?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Dude, can Jax build a yellow rod? Like, legit? Is Rageblade still?
I mean, he could technically build the yellow rod if he wanted to.
If you went AP, Jax, would you
Hell
go
yeah.
like Leandries? I mean,
Knowing Freg, he's gonna live up to that meme and build both Blue Shield and Yellow Rod.
he's just gonna have them sitting there. He's not gonna upgrade them.
No,
Yeah.
it just has them, yeah.
First two
Gross.
items.
I hope he
Shield,
does that
Yellow
and they
Rod.
lose. If he does that, I really hope they lose. But you know, it's just me.
It would be the first time item purchases affected the outcome of a game in the SBL.
No, because Salvo has bought a lot of items in this game, and we all know how well he builds.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Some early IEs that don't give any crit. Unlucky.
I remember the good old days when Tree literally had to babysit what items Salvo was building.
Minions spawn.
I'm pretty sad that I never got to play against Trey. I heard he was quite the player. And another engaged support like me, so.
No, it used to always be the competition who was better, 30 or Tree. Oh, you wanted to have one of the two.
I remember Respect was pretty good at that time too.
Respect didn't come till later,
Okay.
but
he was
then there
good.
was he was good. But then there was that awkward season where 30 and Tree were on the same team, and Tree told me that he wanted to kill himself because they couldn't handle it with each other. It was
That's awkward.
also 30's ADC season.
Before you speak.
I played like a couple games on ADC, and everyone remembers this Corky game. That
I remember. I
Yeah, we
always
fucking
joke
won.
about Corky game.
Dude,
Had the
it doesn't matter how many
God
times you get grabbed as long as you win the game.
Wait, did you guys win that game?
Yeah. I'm
Good.
pretty sure. Swift.
I remember
or
seeing a
esports
highlight video.
historian. I don't know.
Esports historian Swift, who won that game between the God Hand and the
User joined your channel.
Hey, change the
so
overlay.
yeah, change the overlay.
User
yeah.
left your channel.
Whoops.
Whoops, indeed. It's actually
Yep.
not working.
We are
so-
in the playoffs, boys, and we're still the SBL. Welcome to no overlay changes. We're just gonna tell you what happens. You're gonna listen to it like public radio.
Don't you worry, there was nothing happening level 1. Just teams
There we
doing
go.
standard stuff.
Oh, and, oh, wait a minute.
Is it up?
Yep, we're good.
Nope. Okay, now we're good.
We're
Alright,
good.
we're back. Yeah, we didn't miss anything. Sorry about that, folks. But,
Bot lane's got the push.
Mid lane
damn,
has a CS lead for
I
Kled.
had a retort to all of that. God damn it. Whatever. Let's just cast this game, I guess. So, Kaiser and Evil Light looking for some river stuff. Not gonna find anything. A lot of wards for the blue side here on TFF in the top river.
Which is not something you usually hear.
Ooh. Going
There's
in.
a lot of damage.
Gonna
Kled.
ignite. But now he's pounded. Pretty much takes about the same trade. Does force the Evil Light to back, but it's just a summoner trade between Ignite and Barrier.
Yeah, and I think Evil Light actually takes the advantage there because it's going to take forever to get remounted. And we see top lane with a nice push out of Ryzak, but we should see Frag pick up most of that under the turret.
We do see Zac. An interesting invade as his mid lane backs. He does take some of the opponent's Krugs, as I understand takes a bad trade against his Caitlyn. Autos do not work against ADCs.
Yeah, especially headshot auto trades. Tell when that headshot's coming. And keeps walking towards it.
Yeah. It's
go.
probably a next level mind game, if I had to guess. But Frank looking to battle here.
Gnar might just actually be the best pick against Frag. Because every time he wants to jump in, he just jump out. Oh, and he missed the boomerang.
You gotta catch the boomerang though, that's important.
Well,
It's a long
Ryzak is trying to
cooldown.
bait for Kaiser.
Yeah, and now Killian is actually in the top lane as well, but he's gonna walk over that ward. They go in, Frank getting the stun onto Ryzak with the flash respond there.
The Aerie?
And the red buff, but Killian has to flash out himself, and there's the red buff. It's ticking, but he has the health pot to compensate. Everyone's flashing in every direction, and Freg
Oh no.
is the winner here. He gets the first blood But Ryzak walks back into his death. The double kill for Freg. The 2-0 lead for TFF.
Talk about this Freg effect. Plays aggressive every time, but when Killian helps him out, it definitely works a lot better for table 4. You've seen Zach camp a lot for Freg, I would say. He definitely wants to get up there early just to make sure that there's no baiting or anything, or him taking bad trades into minions.
So Cal, you lose the bet as you forgot about the Freg effect.
I did forget about the Freg effect, and my bad for expecting more out of team. I did this last game. I'm like, they couldn't throw in, and immediately as I say that, they get caught twice. So, it's a bad
Throwing
day.
is always an option here in the SBL.
It's a bad day for my predictions.
So Freg starting off with the Sheen on his first back here, and Kaiser into the bottom lane, lays down the barrel on the escape path. Gabriel, yep, there he is. There's the tough flash over that chunk of wall there. But the flash followed from Coffee, so a flash trade.
Probably more worthwhile for the support.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. The support flash for the 80 carry, or the bot lane carry
Bot lane
flash.
carry. Junglers this series really have been just like staying on the same side of the map quite frequently. It's very interesting to watch their pathing.
Yeah, it's actually a really good sign. It means that you could see a lot of even fights instead of teams taking those free 2v1s or 3v2 fights across the board. We will see more than likely more 2v2s and 3v3s.
Walking up, but he does get the black shield. Oh, these Lux bindings on the both Coffee and East Coast carry, pretty good.
They keep walking in a line with each other.
Greg's only chance to really get an engage on them is to fake out Ryzak into using his jump. You saw him just holding that I don't know Jax's ability's name, the counter strike.
Yeah, you know, it's not gonna be easy for Freg to just take those solo kills in the top lane, as Gnar is pretty slippery, but if Gnar gets a little overconfident and steps too far forward, there's always a chance.
Yeah, Freg's always been really good about knowing where the window is and when he can trade and get damage in. And Ryzak hasn't shown the most stellar performances in the top lane, but he holds his own as far as like just laning and CS goes for the most part.
Interesting. He just
Yeah, he's gonna go mega here. Why not? Slap the ground a little bit.
I would have liked to see Ryzak fight that out a little bit more.
doesn't have his mega form now.
Yep, and he gets stunned. Freg maybe looking for more, but the boomerangs answer back. Ryzak got that health pot.
Yeah, no, it's Ryzak's doing a lot better into this matchup than he was last matchup.
Are a lot safer than Singed, but he definitely should have had the winning side. I think he backed up pretty hard there after seeing Disenchanted missing. Well done out of Ryzak. Make sure that Fred can't go forwards, but Kaiser, level 4. Oh,
Good job by TFF. Now we see Ryzak potentially getting caught out.
he might get the kill here.
And
He's got Mega.
Freg, yeah, he's
Oh.
got to get out of here. Ryzak, he has to, yeah, there's the
Ryzak.
flash. But
That flash. Where's
Killian,
Evilite?
yeah, he's in the back with the double buffs. Disenchanted is also coming around the top, so Ryzak's fate looks done. And a 4-0 start here for TFF.
Evilite just kind of sat in the mid lane for that one. There was no Clad to be seen for quite some time. A general rule of thumb here in the SBL is to respond to whenever a fight's going on as fast as you possibly can.
I mean, Kaiser's just gets level 5 here. He used his E, so he might have to flash out.
Oh, Killian, he's bringing it to him. He loses the red buff battle, but he does get the flash out of Kaiser. Disenchanted, did he just blow his flash?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
tried to
face flashed.
flash E over the wall.
Unlucky,
much
but the Lux binding lands, the laser comes through, East Coast carry, he's chunked, and Dan, he's going in. The flash ignite, not only solves the counter, Black Shield, not gonna do a lot there, but East Coast carry with the heads up flash out of the Morgana snare to stay alive for now.
That was close.
Awkward. That's
Yeah.
the best I can say about it. Gabe got a full combo off on East Coast at the beginning, forcing him to have to play a little bit safer. In the end, it's 2 summoners for 1 trade, but very close and very scary. I don't think Coast is looking too excited. A little bit of
Dropping.
disconnect, but he came right back. It looks like they're just asking for a ready.
Yep.
We should get right back into it. Scary for Evilite right now. His opponent, Disenchanted, already has gotten the 2 kills on I think probably 1 of each on Kaiser and Ryzak. I don't remember, but as the Ziggs there, he's just wanting to save really far back and wave there.
Yeah, I mean,
If he walks up.
how does Kled respond to this early influx of gold? Is this a potential snowball waiting to happen?
How does like the champion respond to him getting gold?
Yeah. I mean, does this is early game gold spell Evilite's doom here as far as going toe to toe with him?
Not his doom. It depends on how he plays it, obviously. But as you say that,
Killian,
Ryzak,
yeah.
nice flash.
Yeah. And the Grog is able to knock him
Oh,
closer
no.
to themselves
Why did-
under the tower. But Killian, he takes 2 tower shots, maybe 3, has to flash out, health pots ticking. But Kaiser with the easy follow-up there. A 1-for-1 trade in the top lane, jungler for top laner.
But
Those are the bad barrels that you hope to never see.
The Kragan barrels.
Oh
You really-
no, not the Kragan barrels.
The Kragan barrels.
in that scenario, it would have been much better to get a kill on Freg because, I mean, Freg has all the kills. Kaiser's in danger.
Woohoo! And here we go. Disenchanted with the Kled ult to start it off. Kaiser goes down. Nice clean tower dive there as TFF gets out pretty clean.
Yeah. Something I wanted to, we never got to say, but the talk about Ziggs being scared. Ziggs is not the one who needs to be scared. All that Disenchanted wants to do is push in the wave a little bit and then roam to the side lanes. Help get Freg, who's already super far ahead. Their bot lane doesn't actually matter. they're too safe to die. He's just gonna keep roaming top lane, and they need, the next thing they need to do is either go for this Infernal or get a tower.
Yep, keep the pressure up in the tempo. I mean, they have some great champions, Jax, Kled, Trundle, all for taking down towers if they can get in range. And
Real problem is getting in range. Caitlyn decently strong at stopping that, and well, if this game gets late enough in the mid game and DTF can drag back some gold, it's gonna be a little bit scary that their only choice is to dive with that Kled ult. But you'd
Eventually,
think
the Gnar will have an advantage in that side wave as well.
we're on 2 items, I'd say, but he is 0-3, so it's not gonna be for a very long time. And considering Jax has gotten all the kills,
and a Triforce at the 13-minute mark. He's at it for a little bit, actually, but Evilite gonna get pillared off here. Disenchanted trying to finish him off with the damage, and now the Ignite comes through, the barrier to respond, the self-ult, not gonna be enough.
This team plays so much more confidently with Freg on it.
Yeah, it's really night and day. I mean, obviously they had to move some players around role-wise, but yeah, they're firing on all cylinders here.
I think this Trundle pick also shows how much more comfortable Zach is on this Trundle over the over any other pick, really. There was a reason they banned it. And it looks really scary in the early game. It's a very strong champion.
Yeah, and Kaiser not so great at this Gragas.
Yeah, and he goes down, Disenchanted, and Killian trading the tower aggro perfectly there as they get the kill and the tower. First brick of the game, actually. Frag with another solo
Frag
kill on
is
top.
Huge.
Why not? Yeah, and I think we've entered the frag zone. Yeah, it's let's look at this gold lead.
I want to say we entered the
2.2,
frag zone
okay.
when he was 2-0, but as it being the frag, can always throw his lead. Frag giveth and the frag taketh away.
Really, the one nice thing for DTF right now is this Caitlyn trying to scale up, has the 20 CS lead, so a decent amount of gold for her there, but
It's
it
probably
might not
too
matter.
late at this point.
Well, oh, Evelight went forward.
Oh,
but
no.
he just walks out.
Oh, they're going for it.
Doesn't
Yeah.
have flash. Let's have that satchel.
Nice sash.
Good
Yeah.
satchel.
Very nice, and they'll be able to clear that mid wave tower, or mid wave at the mid tower. And we'll see Killian rotate into the bottom lane. He's gonna get spotted out by this pink ward here if they do attempt a tower dive. But it won't be for another couple waves as they just rotate over for this Drake. Gonna be an Infernal Drake. So a nice way to start off this game for TFF.
We'll lose the turret mid lane because Ziggs is a champion. He just gets to execute the turrets with the satchel, but ooh.
Oh, East Coast
Really good
carry
damage.
so low. The laser, not enough to kill it, but the 2v2 in the mid lane. Kaiser going down once again, Evo with the satchel out. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty much opposite day for Kaiser.
Oh, for TFF you mean?
Well, that's true, but I mean, just for DTF alone, it's like Kaiser's early game last game was outstanding, right? Really snowballed the game. Probably the key player for their win there, but
Oh, absolutely.
in this game, it's a different story.
Yeah. They lost that Camille and suddenly looking a lot worse. I believe both these players really like playing the more damage heavy, but I think Zach is just a little bit better on the tanks. And Trundle in particular, who's just really strong.
Trundle's just broken. He's a tank that deals too much damage.
And takes damage, or takes health, or stats away, not health.
Tank who does too much damage, who steals the stats of other people to become even scarier. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and oh, the frozen domain speeds it up. Frag from the side here. Evo, not a chance to stay alive there. 6-0.
Look at these wards. In the red side jungle, just non-contested coffee, don't walk forwards. Freg's a scary man. He has to put down the exhaust, flashes away, but gonna die anyway.
Oh,
Kaiser might be dead.
oh, there's a flash, and
They are under turrets. Killian's gonna take a lot of damage.
oh, blocks the Kaylin ult there for his buddy as he tanked the tower
Oh,
shot.
where-
And
where-
Disenchanted!
Excuse me?
He's coming in from the back. He's actually gonna pick up the kill and stay alive. Frank goes back in. They are nuts, and they can pick up the other kill. The summoner heal keeps him alive, and TFF dodging the Ziggs ult. They're looking for the tower, but they can't get it.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
What did either of you guys notice Disenchanted just running in the back
No.
behind them?
Until he just stood there and took all the tower shots and killed him straight up.
Yeah, I'd kind of forgotten about Disenchanted until he pressed R, and then we all heard him coming.
Freaking straight into their face. Ugh.
Well, let's talk about these bottom laners here, because TFF, they're probably phoning up the top side. Like, how are you guys doing up there? I mean, it's real boring down here. Oh, we're doing
DTF
good.
is crying right now.
It just doesn't have any influence on the game. I don't even think the junglers were down there for a very short time, but nothing happened. This is why this Lux Morgana bot lane is so loved by the TFF. We talked about it a little bit before. Just so annoying. They're annoyingly safe. Almost like a Ziggs, but two people. Ziggs didn't have an impact early, as he never will, and just wants to like farm it out till mid game. He wasn't given a choice, as the what is it? The Kled just got to roam around and clap top lane, really.
Yeah, and I mean, On the whole, TFF looks like they're playing some more teamwork here. As they got the pings going, they're setting up the wards on this blue side. Looking like they want to try to siege either mid or bottom tower, maybe just looking for some picks here. DTF though being smart, not entering that jungle. It is not theirs anymore. And there it is. Shannon starting the fight. Kled ultimate to start this one off. The flash barrier to keep him alive.
This is so
everything.
deep.
It is so deep. Disenchanted uses the flash to go even further. The shutdown goal going over to East Coast carry.
Going over the East Coast carry.
They still do lose a turret in the mid lane.
750.
Well,
But this is how TFF can throw this game. Feeding these kills over to East Coast carry, that Caitlyn's going to do so much damage. There's not really an answer to Caitlyn.
besides dive, really.
But
Or
in the
getting
dive,
caught
you
out by
still,
Lux.
you still have a Gnar and a Gragas and Nautilus to stand in front of you. And they did a pretty good job of that last game, standing in front of their carries.
Yes, they did. And
Ooh,
Ryzak hopping in, wanting to
He's
scare him
slow
off,
to tanky.
but he's the one getting scared. Little mini Gnar not gonna be able to mess with that.
Oh, they're just getting hit by the Qs. He's losing his jungle, his Gragas. Total utility this game.
Yeah, it's gonna need to be some good disruption barrels from him if they want to try to come back and win this one. Drake up in 34 seconds. TFF probably just looking for that at this point. It stalled out a little bit on the momentum.
Luckily for them, it is a mountain Drake. So, unlike last game where they had all the dragons and we're just getting water Drakes, they're gonna have one Infernal, one Mountain. They'll be able to burst down Baron decently quickly with this Jax. I don't think that Kled really does great, but I know Trundle does a good amount of damage. And Frag's looking for the 1v2, or just to take the camps.
Greg is just
Feels bad, man.
abusing two people at the same time there.
And they're just gonna get this Drake for free. Frag alone. They gotta look. They can't let him do this. Can't
But
let
what
him
are they
just
going to
take
do
the
to
wards.
stop him?
They need to be set up. If they put these wards out there, they need to be ready to defend them. They can't just give that up.
Yeah, with all that precious gold that they don't have, spending 75 gold on a ward each, every couple of minutes, and it just getting cleared immediately is not getting good value.
Do you think that Disenchanted just tries to dive Evo without his flash or barrier again on their tower? What are the chances?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Press R. Let's go.
He's backing up.
Because if
he's
you
back.
do your little E on Kled before he satchel charges, you get a second charge immediately. Cast over, I think, 4 seconds.
And it like automatically goes to whatever champion you eat on, right? So like
Correct.
even if he satchel charged away, he would be able to follow him.
Correct.
It's
Nice.
just a scary way of shutting down this Ziggs. I expect the Ziggs to be going for an early Zanyas, but right now he's just going for the regular build that he went last time. Students more Malakan.
Yeah, I mean, is that sort of a failed buy there? Because I mean, he will be destroyed in these fights if people get on him in less than a second. Or just the idea, don't get caught. Stay in the back line.
Definitely more on that idea. What a theory that I've heard streamers talk about and people talk about is when you're behind, you normally want to be building as decently aggressively, and when you're ahead, you want to be building defensively because you already have the damage for it. And the best way to like come back is to have that damage. So
That does make a lot of
how I
sense.
see it.
Yeah, just doubling down. Like the only way to get back is to get the kills, the unexpected kills.
Just the pure damage for sure.
Pure damage, and that's what Frag is all about. Triforce, Titanic Hydra. But
Gross.
he's got a Ruby Crystal, so
He's probably going to be building a Sterix gauge now, just to be that super huge frontline bruiser that they really want.
And you talked about how this Gnar should eventually beat him out in the side lane. but eventually it's not gonna happen. He doesn't have his second item spike that we talked about, and they're gonna get a turret for free. Not even needing Baron.
Yeah,
Which
he's
is scary.
too
They
far
have
behind.
Ziggs Caitlyn against triple melee.
Titanic Hydra does an excellent job at clearing out waves, and if they get anywhere close, Bled just presses R and runs them down.
yeah. I mean, at this point, it's DTF maybe trying to concoct what's the best anti-dive situation that we can set up for ourselves here, because it looks inevitable in the pillar forcing the flash out of Kaiser, and that's not going to be a good start here. And
The ulti which we talked about, which
Yeah.
was so important in disrupting the backline with that pedal.
That was, he's in their base.
He's in their base, 1v3 or 2.
Yeah,
But they're
Ryzek.
completely ignoring him.
Yeah, he
They don't even care.
transforms
He
into
just
Mega
left.
Gnar. He has to get out of there. And the tower, the wave with Freg will meet the tier 2 top lane as it will go down. 6 towers to 1 for table for
Now a
4.
teleport over to the bottom.
Oh, wait, yeah, Freg, he did. He teleported and met up with his buddy Disenchanted here as they
These
try
two
to...
people, they have 4. They need to fight this.
They're just...
They need to fight somewhere.
somewhere, right? Yeah. Otherwise, TFF's just going to keep getting this stuff for free, playing the back and forth game.
But once again, we see DTF with that lack of decision making where they just don't know what to do. No one is saying we need to fight.
With this Nautilus, this Gragas, they have to look for something. Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed in the Caitlyn for not having traps ready for these type of pushes, for the pushes. Either top or bot, really. She's supposed to be very good specifically at sieging for that reason, but she's also decent at anti-siege for the same point, and she just didn't have the traps. Maybe she didn't have the damage and was worried that that it would be way too easy to dive her, which is, 5-1 mid laner and 7-0 top laner. Understandable. It's still very questionable to me why didn't at least have safe traps prepared at inhib.
They're not, nobody's pulling the trigger and telling anybody what to do. Everybody's just kind of playing League of Legends. They don't have leadership on DTF.
But would you say that TFF have leadership, or is it?
They
From
definitely have
I've
someone who
heard-
can pull the trigger.
They do have someone who can pull the trigger, but from what I've heard, it's pretty chaotic. Ooh, just stand.
Yep.
Oh.
And the Nixel comes through with the stasis perfectly mitigates all that damage coming through. Kaiser's going to be the first victim of this fight as Frank is going so deep past that mid tower and he
Exhaust is
meets
late.
up with his buddy. Double kill for Frank and TFF. They're
That'll-
looking for it.
that
They're
should
looking to
be
end
the
the game right now. Dan with the flash.
Nice to turret. Dan?
Oh, and there it is actually. Red team
surrender.
with the surrender vote. Not giving them the satisfaction of the next skill. So we'll see how that plays into their mentality.
I mean, lots of times TFF just tends to kind of camp for things, and since they had Lex Morgana, I kind of get why you just want to surrender, you just want to move on from that game. Realize some draft issues, don't let him have Trundle. Maybe think about something about this Lex Morgana. And
Damage charts,
go through the game.
Real nuts here. Have it up on stream. 16.2k for Frag. Next closest is Disenchanted at 12k. But Frag with an amazing Frag game as per usual. 0 deaths for him as well. 9-0 and 3.
Most surprising thing about that all is Caitlyn doing less damage than Gragas and Gnar.
Oh yeah, that's
To be fair,
didn't really get started.
Okay, to be fair, bot lane was a snooze fest, while top lane was like consistent fighting over and over, and them dying. But they still got the damage out. It just didn't lead to any kills, obviously.
Right. Yep. Cool. Well, that will do it here for Game 3. TFF leads the series 2-1. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back with game number 4.